Welcome to our first module, the Foundations of Networking. Today we'll explore what networking actually is, why it's one of the most powerful tools for career and personal growth, and where and how networking happens. Many people misunderstand networking as something awkward, manipulative, or reserved for extroverts. By the end of today, you'll see that networking is really about creating genuine, long-lasting connections. It's about growing together with others, not just getting ahead. You'll leave with a clearer definition of networking, an understanding of its benefits, and a sense of where you can begin building your own network. Let's start with a definition. Networking is the process of building and maintaining relationships that create mutual value. The word mutual is crucial here. It means both people benefit. That benefit could be opportunities, advice, encouragement, or even friendship. And importantly, networking develops over time. You don't meet someone once and call it networking. It's built through consistent, authentic interactions, checking in, sharing resources, showing up. Think of it like planting seeds. You don't see the results immediately, but with patience and care, those seeds grow into opportunities and strong relationships. Networking is not about quick wins, but about long-term trust and collaboration. Networking comes with a lot of myths that discourage young people. The first myth is that networking is fake or manipulative, that it's about using others for personal gain. In reality, authentic networking is about building trust and giving as much as you receive. The second myth is that you must be an extrovert. That's not true. Many introverts are excellent networkers because they listen carefully and form deep one-on-one connections. The third myth is that networking only happens at formal events like career fairs. Actually, it happens everywhere: clubs, classes, volunteering, even online communities. The fourth myth is that it's all about small talk, but meaningful networking is based on genuine curiosity and thoughtful questions. And finally, many think they have nothing to offer. But every single person brings something to the table: listening, encouragement, a different perspective, or useful resources. Busting these myths is the first step to approaching networking with confidence. Professionally, networking is one of the most powerful career tools. Many jobs are part of the so-called hidden job market, meaning they are never advertised publicly. They are filled through recommendations and connections. Networking also opens the door to mentors, people who can share wisdom, give guidance, and sometimes even sponsor you by recommending you for opportunities. Through conversations with people in your field, you gain early insights into trends, challenges, and opportunities. Finally, networking creates collaboration opportunities. Think about classmates who later become co-founders, or someone you meet at an event who later becomes your research partner. None of this happens without networks. On a personal level, networking is just as powerful. Every time you introduce yourself to someone new, you strengthen your communication skills and confidence. Networking also gives you a sense of belonging. When you meet like-minded people who share your interests, you realize you are not alone. Networking is also one of the fastest ways to learn. You hear real experiences, advice, and insights that aren't found in books. Finally, networking creates a support system. When challenges arise, whether in school, work, or life, you'll have people to turn to for encouragement and help. A strong network makes you more resilient. Networking doesn't have just one form. It happens in many ways. Formal networking includes structured settings like career fairs, professional association meetings, and conferences. Informal networking is what happens naturally with friends, classmates, teachers, or in clubs and volunteering. Online networking is a growing force. LinkedIn, Discord groups, Twitter, Reddit, or creative platforms like GitHub and Behance. These let you showcase your work and connect with people worldwide. Offline networking, on the other hand, happens in everyday places like local cafes, libraries, or co-working spaces. The important thing to remember is that opportunities can come from anywhere, so don't limit yourself to one type. Here's an interesting fact. Opportunities often come not from your closest friends, but from acquaintances. Why? Because your close friends know the same people and move in the same circles as you. Acquaintances, on the other hand, connect you to new networks, new industries, and new perspectives. Sociologists call this the power of weak ties. This means that every time you expand your network just a little, you multiply your chances of encountering new opportunities. That's why networking is not about deepening only your closest relationships. It's also about opening doors to new circles. To summarize, networking is not about collecting business cards or followers. It's about building genuine, lasting relationships. Always approach people with authenticity and curiosity, not with an agenda. Offer value, even if it's just encouragement or sharing a useful resource. Be consistent. One conversation is just the beginning, so follow up and stay in touch. And most importantly, start small. You don't need to connect with 10 people at once. Start by reaching out to one person, attending one event, or joining one new community. These small actions are what build strong networks over time. Let's end with reflection. Think about one person you can reach out to this week. It might be a teacher, a classmate, or someone you admire online. Next, consider one space where you could show up and meet new people. This could be a local event, a club, or even an online community. Finally, commit to one action you'll take in the next 7 days. It doesn't have to be big. Even a simple thank you message or short conversation can make a difference. Networking is built one step at a time, and your journey starts now. To close, here are 3 resources to keep learning. The book Never Eat Alone gives timeless principles on building connections. The podcast Jordan Harbinger's Show offers practical, real-world networking advice. And the YouTube channel by Thomas Frank shares simple, student-friendly strategies you can start applying right away. Thank you for your attention. Before you leave, do not omit to scan the QR code and visit the Youth Living Labs Academy to have access to the full material. See you next time.